The Russian sleep experiment: 5 men, 1 gas, and 15 days in hell. That's the chilling result of one of the most horrifying experiments ever conducted on humans. The details are so disturbing, they'll send shivers down your spine. It all began in a Russian prison during the Soviet era. A group of scientists selected 5 death row inmates and offered them a simple choice: participate in a multi-day experiment and gain their freedom, or remain imprisoned. The inmates, eager for a chance at life, agreed. Unbeknownst to them, they were about to descend into a living nightmare. The scientists had developed a gas that could suppress the need for sleep, allowing soldiers to fight for days on end. The 5 inmates were placed in a sealed chamber and exposed to the gas. Initially, the experiment seemed to go smoothly. The inmates became more productive and alert, devouring books and engaging in intellectual pursuits. However, the lack of sleep began to take its toll. By the 5th day, the inmates started to exhibit signs of paranoia and hallucinations. They began talking to themselves, imagining conversations with loved ones who were no longer alive. As the experiment progressed, their mental states deteriorated further. One inmate went into a violent rage, screaming for hours on end before tearing out his own vocal cords. His cellmates, seemingly oblivious to his suffering, stared blankly at the walls. On the 15th day, the experiment reached its horrifying climax. The inmates had become catatonic, their bodies contorted into unnatural positions. When the scientists attempted to enter the chamber, they were met with a scene of unimaginable horror. The inmates had mutilated themselves, cutting open their abdomens and tearing at their flesh. Their eyes were vacant, and they seemed to have lost all sense of humanity. A desperate attempt to revive the inmates failed. They had become so addicted to the gas that they resisted any effort to remove them from the chamber. In a final act of desperation, one of the scientists turned his gun on the inmates and the lead researcher. The experiment was shut down, and the records were sealed.